Hey friends, and welcome back to Vibes and Delights. I'm Freddie, aka Friend the Human,
I'm Slappa.
and there our neighbor's small child. It's spring break. Our neighbor's small child is hitting metal things, so I do apologize in advance for the noise.
Nobody's gonna hear it.
Watch
Bet.
somebody go hear that kid is loud. Like our patios are right next to each other, so it sounds like he's in our like little patio, but we shall see. All right. So today's episode is called Survivin and Thrivin. And Butt Stuff in the Discord suggested that we talk about women's empowerment because it's March and it's Women's Empowerment Month. And I was like, that's a fucking good idea. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to read fun stories where people, where women specifically, or femme presenting people get their comeuppance satisfyingly so. And so if you're new here, go ahead and get your vibes and delights, get your snacks ready, get your goodies, and let's fucking jump into these stories. Honestly, like I usually start with like, how my week's been going and stuff like that. But you know what, fuck it. You know how my week was? Dreamy. I've had the dreamiest week. We dropped our kids off on Saturday. Like we woke up late, which is all my fault because you have that thing where you like reclaim your time, like reclaiming my time, but like no, like you like you just are working and you just finally just get some time to yourself and you're just like you don't want to let go of that time. You don't want to let go of the control. And I stayed up way too late. But anyway, so we drove to Louisiana and back, dropped the kids off, told them to tuck and fuck your roll, and went about our business. And we came home on Saturday, and we have just been like absolutely just vibing. And it's not even like in like a fucked up way. Like, yes, I miss my babies. Like I almost called Charles's name the other day, but like I don't know. It just this is like the first time we've gotten to like really be an adult couple, like with a little bit of cash because I just got promoted recently and again. And then like but like we were able to do what we wanted to on our anniversary, which was Tuesday,
Yeah.
Pi Day, 10 years. And it was like we didn't even do anything like that was, absolutely out of control. Like, you know what I'm saying? We went to our favorite bar, which is up the street. We watched Adventure Time on my iPad, and then we just like hung out with one of our friends. One of our friends just got off work and came by, and we hung out with her, and it was a good time. We didn't do shit. We ate birria tacos.
Day
We
drunk.
had tacos. Yeah, we got day drunk. I mean, I was pretty day sober, like because I just have. I did that in my 20s. I'm too old to be doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't drink and drive. But like I had a couple and it was great. I had a good time. And I just got to say, like, the next day I went back to work. It was like a dreamy day, but people were being fucking weird at work. And I was like, why the fuck didn't I take off more time? But like, and then yesterday was like, oh, and our friend sang Faithfully at karaoke on Monday. It was so sweet and so amazing. And it's like, I don't know how much longer that tradition's gonna hold, but if it holds, I will be the happiest camper. And it's just like I bawl my eyes out whenever I hear that song playing. Because the first time he sang Faithfully to us was, I think, at our baby shower, wedding shower, when we were having our daughter, so our oldest. And I don't know. Did you tell him to play that song? Did you tell him to sing that song? It was
I
a
sang at
karaoke.
karaoke before.
Oh, and I like loved it so much, and oh gosh. And so at our first when we got married, we had a baby. It was like a baby shower, wedding shower. And since we were huge regulars there, at the karaoke scene and that bar scene, it was the Abbey Underground in Denton. And they just let us have the venue. They didn't charge us anything for it. Johnny, which is the KJ, hosted. because he's like the best KJ,
The best KJ
the best
in North
in North
Texas.
Texas. But like
J doubles.
J Dubs. But but yeah, so like we had a wedding shower, baby shower, and they let us have the whole venue for free. We just asked our friends to smoke in the back, you know, like, or like AKA the front. Like it was a basement, so there was like this area right at the front, and then the rest was like, you know, open seating, whatever, bar. And so we just told everybody, just stay back there if you're gonna smoke, or better yet, please just go upstairs, you know, so you're not around the pregnant women, because we had a couple friends who were all pregnant at the same time. And then people just paid for their drinks. My friend was KJing and DJing. We gave them a few slides. It was a great time. But anyway, so did you sing it at the wedding shower, or did Johnny?
I'm pretty sure Johnny did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Johnny
Yeah.
sang it. And I have a picture. Somebody in the live react. I'll I'll try to find that picture. I think I have one of that first tradition so many years ago, 10 years ago. And but yeah, we didn't do anything. We did the things that we wanted to do, and it wasn't a struggle. And it was honestly the best. Honestly, like it's so weird that I don't want anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. All I wanted was just to do what we've always done, you know? And I think that's like something to think about as a millennial, because like I don't want anything extravagant. I just want to be comfortable. And I just wanted to relax comfortably with my husband, and I did. And I feel so successful, and that's why I feel so dreamy about it. And then yesterday after work, we had Wingstop because Wingstop had new flavors, and Wingstop and my tummy do not get along. So I actually ended up taking off today because like I was sitting down and getting ready to like log in for the day, and then my stomach was on fire. IBS like, and then like I was just like, I need my medicine. I need it. And then like I just passed the fuck out, and I just called out for the day. And then I now here we are. And Slappa bought me an arm for the mic. So now hopefully the sound is a little better until we can get like a higher quality mic, which by the way, the person who gave us the mic, we're still going to use it, but we're definitely going to need to upgrade because it's not up to what I am hearing. Like it's not as clear as I want it to be, but you know, it is so great that we're even here in the first place. And I can never, ever thank you enough. That person did come forward, and I just gushed to them in the DMs. Thank you if you're listening out there. And then Slap also gave me a new camera. It's the tripod that I use for the Reddit Rainbow, but there you can actually attach a camera, and there's like a fucking level. It's like a like you know, one of those like wall leveler things in the tripod. I didn't even know it was there. I didn't even know it was there. This thing is mad fancy.
Learning things.
This is mad fancy. Anywho, but everything's just seeming so absolutely perfect, and it's been a wonderful week. And I'm not ready to go get the babies, but you know, it is what it is anyway. But we're gonna read. But now with all that out of the way, we've gone over what we've done this week and stuff like that. Did you want to share anything? Did you have a good anniversary?
I had a great anniversary. It was the best.
Oh, Slappa got mad compliments on his ring too. A lot of the people we saw hadn't seen us in like years at this point. It was a great time anyway. All right, so the theme is surviving and thriving. Okay, or thriving and surviving is one of them.
I think it's surviving and thriving.
Surviving and thriving, yeah, I gotta say, but I'm just mad excited. One of these stories, so I'm gonna start with one story, and I read this on the Reddit Rainbow, but I'm gonna read it again because whenever the suggestion was made to me by Butt Stuff, I immediately was like, I have to read that story because that shit cracked me the fuck up. I almost reread that story about the girl with the gas station, and and the fucking coins. Remember, like he needed to learn to be afraid of women. I almost read that again. I don't know.
One. That's too soon.
I know.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Cake.
But yeah. Oh my gosh, cakey. But oh, and we might do a bonus story to keep going with the Karen. So we'll see how we feel after this because we do have some friends coming to visit today. Oh, look, Cakey. Cake is being so rude to me. I think she's upset because the kids aren't here. So she keeps trying to wake us up when is she gonna she didn't do it.
She did.
But she keeps trying to wake us up when the kids are supposed to be awake, and she keeps trying to wake us up, and like or hurt us to bed. Like she's just been mad, like momming. She's just been momming around.
You're not doing your normal routine.
There's what
the kids aren't here. And y'all are staying up later, and you're waking up later. Wake up!
Wake the fuck up! Yeah, no, she's been absolutely delightful, but you could tell she's more than a little stressed out. I still don't know if he ever got his coffee. All right. I'm not 100% sure if this even belongs here, and I've posted this story elsewhere, so some of you might have read it already. Some background, I work in a rather specialized area of forensics. Officially, I'm employed by Police Scotland, but they tend to let other law enforcement agencies, universities, etc., borrow us from time to time. A lot of the time, it's for consulting work or guest lecturing, but sometimes we're sent to teach training courses. About 18 months ago, I was asked to lecture a training course for some of the CID higher ups in an English police force. It was the first time I'd done anything like that, and I was crapping myself. I met with the conveners and other officials for dinner the night before my first day, and after dinner and drinks, I was dropped back by my hotel. So, to set the scene, it's about 10 p.m. I'm all dressed up in my evening wear, and I'm sitting at the bar in the hotel lounge. The place is dead. It's just me and the barman. So I've taken off my heels and I'm unraveling my hair and having just ordered a hot chocolate. The barman asks if I want a mini marshmallows on my hot chocolate. Yes, of course.
Always the minis.
Always. Yes, of course, I want mini marshmallows on my hot chocolate. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, no, I don't mind waiting while you run to the kitchen. Okay, listen, I said it then and I'm going to say it now. This sounds like an entire vibe, like just kicking your shoes off. You look cute as fuck at a bar, and you're just like on your lonesome. You're just living your best life, and like you're obviously protected because everybody who's literally staying there is someone who's affiliated with you, works with you, stuff like that. I would feel so comfortable. Like I would find myself doing the exact same thing. And I'm not the type of person who likes going by myself. Like I will go by myself, but voluntarily, not often. You know what I'm saying? Just because of a lot of things. But you know what I'm saying? Like if I knew I was supposed to be here and I was protected and all my coworkers and shit were there, that sounds like an absolute vibe. Ugh, I love it. Anyway. So I'm sitting there trying to trick my phone into connecting to the hotel's Wi-Fi when Angry Man walks in.
Angry Man.
Angry Man.
Angry Man.
He angry. He stomped into the room and slammed his fist down on the bar about 3 feet from me and barked out one word.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Just say it.
Coffee.
Oh no, never mind. Say that was a grown man coffee. I would just be like, coffee,
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 right now,
coffee, 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 coffee. You know, just like, okay.
Bring me the coffee.
Oh no!
I'm the one who wants the coffee, and you are the one who brings me the coffee.
Oh fucking Mojo Jojo!
Angry Man.
I can't. Oh my gosh, I love Mojo Jojo though, because okay, listen, Mojo Jojo is sometimes how my brain works. Like it works circular like that sometimes, especially when I'm like spiraling, like when I'm having a moment and I'm absolutely melting down. Like I'm just like,
so you just feel for Mojo?
sometimes.
I feel like his backstory is pretty messed up. So
Absolutely.
it would make sense that he's constantly like,
just like
yeah, like really on edge.
I think I even said that to you in the beginning when we first started dating. I told Slappa, I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna be really honest about where I am mentally. Like, my dad just died. I just left my horrible abusive ex. I have horrific PTSD and anxiety. I didn't know that at the time, but essentially I was describing those things to him. And then I just was like, think of it this way. I'm literally at, what did I say, 90? I think it's
95.
I think I said I was either at 80 or 90 or like 95, somewhere like where there's not much room to like go before you just melt down. Like my plate is full. You know what I'm saying? Like I cannot handle any stress, and I own that, and I'm doing my best. Like I'm working on it. I'm going to therapy. We were trying to figure out medicine, you know what I'm saying? But I am here all the time. And so like I feel like a lot of those like early times, like anything that happened, I'd be like, I don't know what, something like I need I need an appointment to go to therapy.
I'm
But
trying to
the
call him.
no, like just like this is like what it sounds like in my brain. It's like, okay, I need to make an appointment. My mom told me to make an appointment. Okay, I need to make an appointment to go to therapy. What is the name of the doctor that I need to go to therapy? Oh, it's this person, so I need to call this person in Frisco for therapy at this time. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just like starts doing like circular like downfall, like not downfall, it's like a spiral down though. And like I don't know why my brain did that, but it did. And honestly, sometimes when I'm like really freaking out, I do the same thing. Like when we were trying to plan things to do, like to get for the podcast, and just like, we need a microphone, we need a mic stand, we need a cord for the microphone so that we can speak into the microphone for the podcast, so we can have a good quality, so people aren't hearing me fucking breathing and stuff like that. Or like we need a better quality camera, we need a tripod, we need this, because we need to do a podcast, and I haven't even named the podcast. I need to make a name for the podcast, but first I need a microphone and a camera for the podcast that I haven't even named yet. Like stuff like that. Like that is how my brain works. And so like Mojo Jojo is like, I don't know, he's like somebody once, oh, I should find the stitch where it was like who's a villain that you identify with the most. um Mojo Jojo, I think, might be mine. Solely because I understand the way he thinks. Like, I don't understand why he's trying to annihilate like the whole town. Like, I'm not finna go nuclear and decimate an entire city. However, the way that he thinks about things, like the way he like talks to himself out loud, I guess. I don't know how to anyway. Sorry.
I get you.
I appreciate you. I feel like I honestly like way over explained that, and I think that's like,
I think that's the most Mojo Jojo thing you can do.
Right.
It's just way over explain the thing.
Yeah, like for real, like, ooh boy. Anyway. So basically back to the story. The person who's about to give a lecture is sitting at the bar, and is just ordered a hot chocolate with small marshmallows, when when an angry man comes in and demands at her coffee. So let's keep going. All right. He stomped into the room and slammed his fist down on the bar 3 feet from me and barked out one word: coffee. I didn't know it, but apparently that attempt at communication was aimed at me. A fact I learned a moment later when Angry Man moved right up next to me, bent over me, so his face was practically in mine, and barked out again:
coffee.
In an attempt to get away from the screaming coffee man, I slipped off the bar stool, putting it between the two of us. Extremely confused and more than a little terrified, it didn't immediately occur to me that he thought I worked there. Hell, it wasn't even registering to me that he wanted coffee.
You know what it's like? It's like he was the guy from SpongeBob, but instead of chocolates, he's going crazy for the coffee. Coffee! His interface.
Oh my gosh, the chocolate dude from there was like cakes. She's like swiping at the corners. That coffee guy, I swear, like they say, like who would win in a fight, right? Is it the dude that screams my leg? Is it the dude who's like screaming chocolate? Is it whoever? It's the fucking dude screaming chocolate. That dude raged out, busted through walls. He was busted. He busted through the walls. Okay. He said, chocolate. And like, I remember we were so fucking obnoxious with that. You remember that?
It was fun though. That's a fun bar game.
Yeah. So,
okay. It's like the penis game, but with chocolate. You ever played the penis game?
No. What?
You never played the penis game.
What?
When you were in school?
Okay.
It's whoever can say penis the loudest wins. And so you start off like penis, and then your buddy's like penis, and then you're like penis.
I actually do remember.
You remember that?
I didn't know that was what they were doing. I do remember that. Oh my gosh!
I'd usually just yell it.
Is the idea not to get caught by a teacher?
Yeah.
Okay, like so you just
but if
like
you're in the hallway, like just yell penis.
Wow.
You're not gonna get caught, kids. It's cool to yell penis. Cake.
Alrighty.
So
what I was going to say is that in our early 20s, we used to go bar hopping all the time, right? And me and my friend would always start with either 2 or 3 shots. And then coast on a drink. But that again, I was already with Slappa and I was not driving back then. Anyway, it was the beginning of our relationship is really like rocky or not rocky. It's like I don't remember it because I was going through a lot. I was grieving. I had PTSD from my ex-husband trying to fucking kill me. And then like I meet this totally like seemingly stable and
what you mean seemingly?
Because I know you now.
Oh no.
No, but like for real, like I feel bad, that I don't often remember like a lot of key points, or I do, but they're like kind of a haze because I was just going through a lot. And then I was pregnant, and then I got pregnant 2 years after, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I had mom brain, I had Pergan and Nancy brain. Grief makes you like fucking not remember shit. So sometimes I feel really shitty, but anyway. But when we used to go to these bars, we would scream, we would take a shot, and then we'd be like, chocolate! And then people would start joining us. It was awesome. It was awesome. Great. It was awesome. We just changed the environment. And then like people would just like, we would just catch people in random bars just screaming chocolate after taking shots. It was the greatest shit. I love it. I love it. Anyway, sorry for that over explanation. Mojo Jojo style. But all right, so he was just repeating, so he's like yelling coffee at the OP, right? So he was just repeating it the same way a toddler does when they learn a new word but don't entirely know what it means. Damn, what the heck? This person sounds delightful. Not.
It's like 10 at night too.
Right. Like it's
Bro.
Are you good?
Right. Why do you think coffee is bad?
Right. Like coffee like that late at night. I guess it affects people differently because some like caffeine for me, like I guess like how like whenever I was testing out medications, remember like they were giving me stuff to try. They gave me something that was essentially like speed. You know what I'm saying? And it was supposed to like level me out, but it did the opposite and made me go up more up, you know what I'm saying? And they said that if I didn't stop taking it, I would have spiraled, you know what I'm saying? Whereas some people like coffee makes them actually like tired, but for me it makes me go too up, and I could go into a manic episode. So maybe it's like one of those things where like they drink coffee at night because it helps them to relax and like unwind and stuff. Maybe. Then, so I'm going to blame the confusion, fear, and tiredness for my completely moronic response, which was to parrot the word back at him. Coffee?
Coffee?
Coffee. Then he slammed his fist down on the bar again. This time I noticed that he was actually throwing down money, and my brain suddenly came back online. Me. Oh, the barman should be back in a sec. The angry man, cuts the OP off. Get me a coffee. Meow. Meow. Okay. Ooh, 4 new words. Progress. Me. I'm sorry, mate. I don't work here. Angry man shouting now. You mean he wasn't shouting the whole time?
Sounded like he was.
Seemed like he was. You fucking lazy liar. Do you think I'm fucking stupid?
Kinda.
Yes. Oh, yes, actually. but but I'll be keeping that to myself. Yes. This person is legendary. I'm gonna have to find more stories from this person. Get off your fucking phone. This is the angry man. Get off your fucking phone and get me a shitting coffee.
A shitting coffee. That's why he needs the coffee.
He needs to use.
He needs to go, guys.
He needs to use the facilities before he goes bed by.
Yeah.
He is a toddler after all. He's only using partial sentences. Sorry. All right. Get off your fucking phone and get me a shitting coffee. Me. I really don't. And then he cuts her off again. Cue rant about me being the only person in the lounge, so of course I must work there. And I was just being lazy, and did I take him for an idiot? All while I'm slowly backing away from the bar so he can't pin me between it and the bar stools. Then he throws in this. Do you have any idea who I am? Do you have any idea how important I am? Remember, the OP is giving a lecture here. So, how important are you compared to the person who's running the lecture? But okay. I never got to find out how important this guy was. I never got in. I'm sorry, that was funny. I never got to find out how important this guy thought he was. Okay. Instead, Angry Man's friend came wandering in. He took one look at me, pretty much cornered by Angry Man, who is now screaming about how he'll make sure I'll never work again while I'm trying to calmly tell him to back off. Friend intervenes. He took Angry Man by the shoulders and moved him back away from me while asking me what was going on. Angry Man's friend, Angry Man, this stupid little whore, excuse me. Not after we just created an entire vibe that you came and bullshitted all over with your coffee, with your bullshitting coffee.
Shitting coffee.
And then me, I really don't work here. Angry Man's friend, she doesn't work here. Like thank you. Right. Let's all just try to calm down. There's a few moments of Angry Man's friend trying to calm down Angry Man while he ranted about getting me fired until 2 barmen arrived. One of them, with my hot chocolate, the presence of the 3 men, distracted Angry Man enough for me to grab my shoes and escape with my chocolatey goodness. My chocolatey goodness. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I'm chocolatey goodness. I'm an eternal flame, baby. I think I said I'm gonna sneak that into every episode because I am an eternal flame, baby. I need more fire on my body. You know what? I'm gonna get like a neck piece. It's just gonna be fire.
That's lit.
I mean, it might be. I kind of low key would love to do that. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it more, one day I would like to graduate to a neck tattoo because
is that like senior year tattoo?
Shut up. You know what? Maybe when I turn like 35.
35?
Yeah.
That's when you're allowed to tattoo your neck.
Shut up. I feel like
don't let us catch you tattooing your neck until you're 35.
No, you know how it is there's like tattoo like etiquette. Have you ever heard of that where it's like a seasoned tattoo artist might refuse tattooing like your I'm sorry, face, neck, full sleeves or something, chest, like open areas like that, or like your head or something. If you don't already have like visible tattoos or modifications or something like that, it's like actually like something that's like a really interesting, like a weird topic. Like some tattoo artists say they're not going to stop you, and others are like, no, I'm definitely going to, because they've had experiences where people are like, I can't get a job now because I have a neck tat. What are you going to do about that? You know what I'm saying? Nothing, you know. But like, you know, like, anyway, that's why I said it like that, is because I had like, I've seen arguments about it, so that's what I said.
I've heard of not doing like name tats. Like when people come in and like, we're gonna get our names tattooed on each other, they're like, I don't do that. No, you shouldn't do that probably, but I'm definitely not going to do it for you.
I don't even think I'll get my own name tattooed on me, and I know it would be beautiful. My name is 10 letters long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it would be a lit ass tattoo, but I don't even want my own name on me. I don't want anybody else's name on me. Like, I don't know. You know what I was just thinking about though? Like, my name means friends of the earth, and I really do genuinely try to be. And like, I could probably like incorporate some sort of like chess piece. You know what? You know what? You know what? 35 looks pretty cool right now. Okay. Anyway, so she escapes with her chocolatey goodness. As I left, I could hear him demanding to speak to a manager. And the next day, after being introduced to a lecture theater full of, let me try that again. The next day, after being, hold on, let me try that again. The next day, after being introduced to a lecture theater full of high ranking CID officers, I stood and walked to the podium only to be greeted by one guy in the audience laughing hysterically. I just sort of froze trying to figure out the joke. Did I have food on my face? Oh my gosh, bro. Like, could you imagine just walking up
just
and like
mustard stains?
Yeah, or just like somebody just cracking the fuck up. You know, one time I entered the stage when I was in choir, and I like remember thinking in my head, do not trip. Do not trip, because it was a new dress and it was kind of long and I was trying not to trip, and I absolutely ate it and like fell up the stairs. And everybody laughed and it was really funny, and then we all just giggled on the stage after we filed in together. And even though it was not that big of a deal to me and I thought it was funny, and I still think about it at like 3 a.m. or like right now, it just came. It just came.
Your thoughts are like, hey, remember in high school?
Yes.
When you fell in front of everybody and they all laughed?
Yes.
Good night.
Right.
Just leave you with the thought of it.
For real. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I just sort of froze trying to figure out the joke. Did I have food on my face? Was my shirt on inside out? A quick check confirmed that no, I did manage to adult this morning. A few other people began to chuckle as this guy struggled to get a hold of himself. As he regained control, he pointed to his left, where a very red looking angry man was sitting. Damn.
That's great.
Just embarrass him in front of the whole congregation. At that point, I love it. We love to winning. Yes, thriving, surviving, winning. Good job. GG boys. We did it. I think it was the sheer relief that he wasn't actually laughing at me that caused me to open my mouth and say to Angry Man, "Oh, did you get your coffee in the end?" He walked out and I didn't see him for the rest of the course.
Damn.
That's hilarious. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. And on this one, I think I read some of the comments. I read could be karma, could be petty revenge by calling him out. Great story nonetheless. And then the joy of petty revenge is in jerks getting a little comeuppance. In this case, the vengeance was done on your behalf by the jerk's mocking colleagues. Really enjoyed your story. Let's see. How do you do it? How do you attract so many asses to your local presence? Is it Clutie Dumpling, which is actually a witch and she's cursed you? The asking him about his coffee is definitely qualify as revenge. And he'd have the piss ripped out of him for months after that by his colleagues. Clutie, Clutie Dumpling is actually a reference to this OP's other stories.
Oh.
Much like how Altyra sent us a long list of stories, I again say we will have to revisit this Clutie Dumpling because there's a comment that is talking about, I thought this writing sounded familiar, right? This writing style sounded really familiar. So we'll have to jump into that. We'll have to do a day where we're just going to come back and do a couple updates to stories. That sounds like fun. And maybe we can one day sit down and just like record a few episodes in advance and we're not just like stacked for time, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we'll get there one day. We're just taking it low and slow for the moment. But every day I'm finding new things that I like want to talk about, like topics in the story time in our Discord and things that people send to me or like things like the Pixar theory, like these are all things that will come. We'll round it out. We'll get back to where we want to be. But for right now, let's just focus on like just doing the best we can for now. That's all I'm worried about. All right, now it's Slappa's choice. What's the name of the story? The first line is a mess.
Right. So it's not really a story. It was like on Ask Women. It was like, what's your best come up story or whatever. And it was someone's story in the comments, and then they go on to like explain more and give like wholesome answers in the comments. And I thought it was like a good read. So I'm gonna read it to y'all. All right. So I'm gonna just jump into it. My husband got another woman pregnant in the middle of a planned move across country, prompted by a job offer for him. My job transfer came first, and I packed our 18 years of combined stuff into boxes. Ordered a pod. I've heard those are real scammy, actually.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that too. That was all over TikTok for a while.
Anyway, she ordered a pod and set off 2,200 miles away, leaving him to just pack our stuff into the box. 2 weeks into my new job and new house he signed the lease on. He calls me up and tells me he fell in love with another woman, not the pregnant part. He then sells literally everything I packed on eBay, Facebook, and Craigslist before I could get back. He even tried to sell my dog and 3 cats, but my friend stopped him. I managed to salvage 10 boxes of family heirlooms and pets. Everything else was gone to pay for his new life. He sued me for alimony and the house and my retirement. I had no money for a lawyer, so I answered my divorce pro se. I got tipped off on the baby, and that ended the alimony and retirement piece of my divorce. He did get the house. I got my freedom, but I was nearly homeless by the end. No money, and 4 months in, my job laid me off and eventually closed. I was a mess. I could fucking imagine.
What
Jesus
the
Christ.
heck? That's crazy, dog.
I decided to go back to school with loans. Managed to get by for 2.5 years until I graduated summa cum laude. Got picked up by a lot of companies, but ended up following my heart and moved across country with my new boyfriend to a house by the beach where I joke that I have become a trophy girlfriend at 46. I'm currently looking at going back to school to finish off my PhD and cross off another bucket list item. Life is more than good, it's plush. I've managed to be a breadwinner for 18 years, and now I don't need to work. So I volunteer and do gig work on occasion.
It's fucking lit.
I grow artisanal. How do you say artisanal? Artisanal?
Artisanal.
I grow artisanal weed and started to paint as hobbies to keep myself busy. Far better than working for corporate America, which I did for most of my life.
I don't want to work in corporate America anymore. Please let this be.
Well, I hope it's not your life. Shit.
What?
That would mean I would cheat on you and sell all your shit.
I meant the podcast. I didn't mean this fucking
You meant the
story.
good part. Okay.
Oh, what the fuck? Nah, sir. No. I meant like I don't want to work for corporate America forever. Please let this social media thing go forth. Go.
My ex, he married his baby mama and had a son less than 2 months after my divorce was final. He exclaimed that he finally met the love of his life on Facebook. I wonder why he stayed with me for 18 years if I wasn't. Lol. She left him less than a year later with his son. Now he's single dad at 50 years old, no real career, alone, living paycheck to paycheck. She's already remarried. Dang. And that's what happens when you just move on and live your best self instead of worrying about the baggage you left behind. Living my best life. Ain't no back and forth with you. Living my best life. Love you. All right. And then in the comments, people were commenting and they were responding. And I thought it was a good read. All right. Someone said, this is a Lifetime movie that I would watch the shit out of. Success. There's no better way to stick it to someone.
Bro. Yo, I'd probably watch this.
Yeah, it'd be a good, that was crazy.
Watch an anime about it. Like a slice of life or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And she said, I haven't even told you the part where I lost 260 pounds on diet and exercise in 15 months. 2 years before my husband left me, I was the thinnest I had ever been in my life. I've never really gained it back. Ooh. One of the reasons I posit why my husband basically lost his mind was because he thought I was going to leave him because I was suddenly jealousy worthy. Ugh. It's like he preemptively cheated. What was that story you just read where they were like, oh, I thought you were going to divorce me, so I did it first?
I just put that in the Discord. Oh my God. It was the update to that story. My friend, am I the asshole for telling my friend he's not obliged, but he actually meant obligated? I literally the Discord earlier today in the story time tab, which if you'll probably have seen it by now if you're already in the Discord, but holy geez, we'll have to talk about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to post about it because it was absolutely infuriating, but let us know. Check it out in the Discord. I did post it already today.
That's just an insane mentality to me. Like, I thought you were going to do something fucked up to me, so I just did it first.
Oh, you know what though? I did also read a story where it was like, I have been divorced for 30 years and it was the biggest regret of my life or something. And essentially, the dude did this, like they were together for a long time. And he just gave it all away. Like he cheated. He was not nice to her. He hated her. He made her have children, hated the kids, hated the life, and decided to cheat on her and run her away with the other person. And that fizzled out immediately. And then he's like, you know, a single dad whose kids don't have contact with him. So he's just really honestly by himself. She's been out there living her best life. He even watched her get married. Wow. You know what I'm saying? He watched her even like, you know, because the kids were involved. So yeah. He was invited and he like confessed, I shouldn't have, I fucked up. I was in my own dumb head. Like I should have never left. And she said, I fought for you every step of the way until I stopped. If you had fought, we'd still be together. And then he was like, today would have been our 42nd anniversary. And I will have to live with the fact that I did this to her and I treated her this way. And I literally made my own bed essentially for the rest of my life. And I was just like, that is some absolute math. Okay, so like listen, so when you fuck around, okay, and you keep fucking around, eventually you gonna find out. So I'm just saying, like
the more you fuck around,
the more
you're gonna find out.
The more
the greater the find out is.
The greater. It's math.
Yeah.
It's quick maths. If you know what I'm saying.
It's like
skiddy up, I'm just but no, like that shit was crazy. And apparently I didn't realize that we just told 2 stories of the same thing happening.
Pretty much.
And three, because you just read this story. Damn, I didn't even realize how common this was. And you know what's even crazier to me? It's like people, you always see, do men even like women? You know what I'm saying? Do they even like women? Yeah, I think they do, but they let society tell them how to treat us. And then they don't listen to us when we tell them, please don't treat me this way. And then they fucking fuck around. They find out, and here they are 20, 30 years later.
Lost.
Still finding out, still lost.
They found out and got lost.
Right. Like, so I wonder, like, do they like women? Yes. Do they like their partners? Yes. But sadly, society has taught them how to treat them like shit. And it'll continue to be like this until the end of time. You know what I'm saying? Until we make great strides, because I didn't even realize that was a trending ass thing until just this moment. And that makes me think that all these guys that, these red pill podcasters with looking for the submissive, like robot, plastic doll wife that they want, they can find the pick-me's but refuse to use the pick-me's because they want to break a solid woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's essentially what they want.
That one, like, right now is like, she was like in that circle. Pearl, she's like hella pick me girl, and she was on some like interview with like, it was like her and they were in chairs and it was like a bunch of other women and she was just being hella pick me, and then like all the other women were like, are you okay? Like, and it's like girls like that, they never get picked. Like they try so hard to be what men want.
Yeah.
And men are like,
But yeah, no, because the patriarchy, I mean, and I'm not even, that shouldn't even, the patriarchy, the society has made it so these men think that this is okay for women to be taught this way or treated this way. You know what I'm saying? But it's not okay. And then here they are with their big ages, really finding the fuck out. And I really didn't even put that all together. And wow, that's a lot to me. That's a lot. Like, why would you even want to be a part of that? Like, talk to your fathers. Like, I know I looked at our analytics and I see there's like a pretty large demographic of people who, like, of all sorts, who watch us from all age ranges, male, female, non-binary, prefer not to answer, you know what I'm saying? People who are in their 50s and 60s. I was surprised at that. People as young as their early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're reaching all sorts of people all over the world. Like, I am absolutely thrilled to be here. But like, but essentially what I'm saying though, like, is that like, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I hope that a man who's hearing this or someone who presents masculine hears this and is just like, check on your buddies, check on your dads. Ask your dad, like, if you're able to figure out a way to finesse him to answer you, because you can manipulate those people into saying exactly what you want them to. Stop messing with the cord. And but like, if you have a man figure in your life who who might be a little on that toxic ass bullshit, and you can figure out how to finesse and talk to him where he could tell you, ask him, is he miserable? Does he hate his life? Is that how you want to be? Is that how you want to grow up? Is that what you want? Break a cycle. Break it today.
Reach out.
Sorry.
All right. It's like he preemptively cheated. Don't ever get with someone who's jealous of your evolution. Whatever you are, it's not your final form. Find someone who loves who you're becoming. This is why I wanted to read this. This person has like really good insight that they give people on these comments. All right. And then the next comment, I was fuming until I read the part about artisanal weed. That's really nice. Now, now you see him and the life he has. What is your opinion of him? I'm just lost in my own head thinking about his reality in that moment. His love has flown before. He has to step into the life he planned for you both, but he cheated. So he's sitting there with all your stuff and decides to sell it all. Gah, the worst. And they responded, I'd like to say that I am some strong, independent woman who looks at him and says, F you, that's what you get for not appreciating me. But all these years out, I honestly feel sad for him. Sad because he didn't have the courage to just tell me what happened. Sad that he loved her and she left him. Sad that he was a man child who now has to raise a child alone. The last thing I said to him on the day I picked up my pets was in response to him saying, I hope we can be friends one day. I told him that I never stopped being his friend, not when he left me, not when he sold our stuff, not when I found out that she was pregnant. We had been together for 18 years, thick and thin. All I truly felt was disappointed. I told him that. I hugged him and I never spoke to him again. The year I graduated college, he messaged me congrats. I never responded. He doesn't deserve to bask in my glow. He doesn't deserve me at all, but mad, no.
Damn, that was deep. He doesn't deserve to bask in my glow. Whew, beautiful. Yo, oh man, ugh. And people like him, definitely an energy vampire. You know what I'm saying? They just want to be all up in your glow. And maybe he is like remorseful and shit, but that's too fucking bad. I'm sorry. It seems like she tried. And oh no, bro. It seems like she tried. But like, I mean, he made his choice, like how don't invite that shit in no more. I don't care.
When someone, especially like Jesus, when someone shows you who they are, what they'll do to you,
believe them.
Don't think that they changed and came back from that. That's some things are just, I mean, most things, honestly, like there's so much people can do to just fuck with you. Oh, but I'm jaded.
Or you've learned too many times, unfortunately.
Isn't that what jaded is?
I feel like jaded to me means like you bear an air of like almost like malice and disappointment, and like you feel like rage about it, like you feel anger, like a sense of anger almost. For me, jaded means that you're green with envy, right? Or you're just like mad skeptical but fucking rude about it, you know what I'm saying? I don't find jaded, I don't find, learning a lesson one too many times or learning a lesson the hard way, I don't find that jaded, because when people call you jaded, they're usually saying it in a mean way. Whereas, to be honest, like learning this stuff, it's hard and it sucks. And if you have to go through that, I don't blame you for feeling some type of way. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's jaded. And I hope that made sense.
I guess so. What would you call it then?
Unfortunately, I think I would just find it experience.
Okay.
Yeah, because you didn't really choose to learn that lesson. It was thrust upon you. Thrust! Parry, thrust! That's a Steven Universe.
I got one more comment. Best story ever. I really admire everything about your story and you. It goes to show how good people who do the right thing, even in times of adversity, will get the last laugh. And she responded, I never took the low road. I think really just walking away and honestly not looking back was the best thing. I would sometimes imagine my life behind me on fire because it was all gone and I would never get it back. And even if I tried, what was the point? Sometimes you have to trick your brain into not going back so you can focus on moving forward. Good shit, dog.
Yeah. This person really does give good advice.
Yeah,
I feel
I enjoyed
like,
reading all that.
yeah, I enjoyed listening to it, honestly. Like I said, it's absolutely tragic, but like I feel like this is kind of how I feel. You know what I mean? Like there's like a lot of people who have hurt me who and I will talk about these people, you know? Like these people may not okay, but like these people I'll never tell their names, you know, like unless of course I like them and like obviously I'm trying to like, you know, lift them up a little bit. Johnny and KJ didn't you know what I'm saying? Well, are you but you know what I'm saying? Like but these people, I will describe them. And if they ever heard me, they will know I'm talking about them because I've never in my life hurt anybody like this. You know what I'm saying? I've never just wrought pain on others. You know what I'm saying? But they have me, and I stood there like just a sweet bean and I learned from it and I remembered and I will always remember, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, like I feel like this person is like I I have a lot of good advice and like I have a lot of life experience and that was just, you know, thrust upon me. But at the same time, I'm trying to share my stories again. I'm always preaching about this to to make sure that somebody else may not make the same mistake as I, you know, that they made, or like that husband made even, you know, what if like some dude just happens across this one day and he catches like, oh shit, I've done that, or I'm doing that, or my dad did that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be like that. And maybe they won't be. Maybe they'll make strides so that they won't. Maybe a woman will realize that her worth is a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a people pleaser will will hold down a boundary a little harder. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like what the general vibe of what I've put together is. And like, I feel like I'm always talking about the different ways that I've built this community, but like, I mean, I'm glad I'm like not alone in trying to build a community and tell people, you know, you're better than this. I'm not better than this. I'm not better than you or him or anything like that. I think it really sucks, but I'm living my best life now. And anyway, all right. So we got one more story, guys, and I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Honestly, like that was a wild ass story. And like just the fact that we had similar stories to to talk about in addition to that is like a little like we've already known that like the patriarchy exists and it's really fucked up and it really needs to be fixed, but a lot of things, something that people have been screaming at the top of their lungs for, you know, ages now is we need to address it so we can move the fuck on, otherwise we're going to be stuck here forever and look at us
Just repeating the same shit.
repeating the same shit. I just did my annual rewatch of Adventure Time, and a recurring theme is that Marceline has been alive for 1,000 years and has experienced everything. The rise and fall of the vampires. The vampire king himself said, I don't want to do this again. Is there another way?
Right.
You've seen it. And she even admitted everything happens over and over again because people are too dumb to make the right choices so that they don't do this anymore. You know what I mean? So, like, Adventure Time is so real on a multitude of levels. Like, so good. Such a good show. Like, we should want to do better. We should want to not make the same mistakes that our parents made, you know? Like I've said before, like I feel like I'm walking down the same path as my parents. I am generally, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I will listen to my children. I'm not going to force my children to do things they don't want to. I'm not going to force them to conform. I'm going to do what they want to do, and I'm going to try and like insert guidelines so that they're not out there fucking flailing in the streets, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, I just want them to be people. And I was kind of I had a great childhood, but I will say I feel like sometimes almost like a doll. I did what I was supposed to when I was supposed to. I was this spoken when spoken to kind of child, perform, show them your awards, sing the song that you sang for UIL. I don't know if other states have UIL, but it's basically a state competition. I think everybody has UIL, but I'm not
Most
really
states have.
sure. I'm not really sure. There's something that we have that nobody else. Oh, I think it's mums, like homecoming.
I thought it was a
Anyway,
southern thing. Is it a
I
Texas only
I
thing?
think it's a Texas only
It's
thing.
so weird.
I don't know. But anyway, there's something I don't know. UIL is it's a competition where you basically sight read like do re mi fa sol la ti do and stuff like that. And like right you sing a song and then they score you one, two, three. One is the best you can get, whatever. Anyway, but like perform that song that you got a one on, and ooh, this is the award she did. Like even my mom, like my dad would um get mad that she would spend money on these fake plants and stuff, but man, people used to pay money for that shit. Like she would make them and people would pay her, and she won a few awards like for a long time in either the Galleria Mall or the North, one of those other malls that is like fucking dead now, like Northeast Town East Mall or something like that in Dallas. But like my mom had one of her like plants on display in the mall with like a blue ribbon like winner for ages, like for a whole summer or something like that. And we kept the ribbon in like in a frame, like it was signed. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? If my dad had, I don't know why, but like I think if my dad had just believed in my mom's like flowers a little more, I think that my mom really could have really built her own person. And she wouldn't have been as alone, after my dad passed away. But we have to break these cycles. That's all I'm trying to say, guys, is we don't need to be redoing this shit if we're not revisiting and unlearning and making new choices. And I think that's anyway, I got another story. This one, Slappa chose for me. He said, I was able to simultaneously gain a 30K per year pension for my mother while wiping my piece of shit father's retirement. Oh, I think I saw this a while back. Yeah, this thing is old. Okay, I think I remember this. The first line of these stories is just getting me. Okay. My father is the Canadian Satan. All right. Growing up with him was less than fun, and I can assure you, based on witnessing it, he was less than a fun husband. I'd go on about what a piece of shit my father is, but instead I'll quote a judge. A judge. Goodness. You're the most despicable human I've ever had in my courtroom.
God.
Jeez. And that's coming from a family court judge. Damn. I read this winning endorsement of my dad's personality in the court documents I acquired related to his divorce with my mother. The same place I discovered the fuckery he had engaged in to steal from my mother. It's also where I found the information I needed to get one over on him so severely he's going to disinherit me. This is a bit of a long read, so TLDR at the bottom. A frame of reference from my father is that he's a pathological narcissist and behaves exactly how those people are compelled to act. They aren't generous people, and punching them in the wallet is like a slap shot to the taint from Gretzky. He's kind of like Donkey from Shrek, but also like Joseph Stalin, a monstrous jackass. All right, what a stunning character review. So chapter 1, Hosea 3:8. I'm so tired. Anyway, so those that sow the wind shall reap a whirlwind. Our actions always have consequences, and mi padre has plenty to answer for. My attempts to hold him to account didn't jump to immediate jihad. They started with diplomacy and a therapist. About 10 months ago, our tale begins. I was going through some stuff. Stuff being a whole lot Stuff being a whole lot of PTSD related to both my dad's abuse and my mom and my job as a paramedic. He did a ton that affected me deeply, things I need to move past. Along with all that other razzmatazz, oh my gosh, I love the word razzmatazz. Anyway, I will figure out how to use it in a sentence.
I think you just throw it in there.
I think so.
I think it's like thingamabob. You just
Oh,
replace any word with razzmatazz.
I feel like razzmatazz is very specific though.
Is
It's real specific.
I mean, later tonight,
We might
I'm
find
gonna see
out.
some razzmatazz. It's gonna get crazy.
It
It's
will.
gonna be razzes and tazzes everywhere.
Oh gosh. All right. And then so razzmatazz. So he did a ton that affected me deeply, things that I needed to move past, along with all that other razzmatazz from 15 years of EMS. And so trying to move past and work through everything, I quit drinking, started treating my untreated PTSD, turning my untreated PTSD into treated PTSD, and thinking having my dad involved might help me and our relationship. Always about inviting these people back in who just routinely habitually hurt you. Just please don't do that. Good job. Thank you. And then well, I seriously fucking misjudged that one. Immediate regret, like I swear. And I don't even mean it to be funny. It's just save yourself the trouble. If you find yourself trying to pick up those boundaries, please don't. Don't do it. Please. You're just inviting more pain. More pain. All right. So, well, I seriously fucking misjudged that one, so you'll probably be unsurprised to hear that conversation went swimmingly. I'll spare you the lurid details, but when I broached the subject with him, our back and forth degenerated into visceral hate, with him screaming at me that I'm a failed paramedic, liar, and a piece of shit alcoholic. While I have a certain pride about my job, I have more pride in my 14-month sobriety. Oh, excuse me. So hearing this from my old man might have caused me to behave a bit psychotically. I got right pissed off at him and decided to dig up every bit of dirt I could to see what type of man he actually is and has been. Well, I feel like I need to re up. When it was convenient, I hopped in the mystery machine before taking a trip to the courthouse to unleash my inner gumshoe. Everything is public record. So I bought bulk copies before retiring to my easy chair to read, plot, and pet my white, long haired cat. For good measure, I obtained a file of divorce document from my mother. Soon enough, I hit upon a line of inquiry worth following up on. It seems that during the final settlement of my parents' divorce, now listen here, if a cow comes flying through this window, it's gonna be not okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where I know there's feral hogs nearby. If there's a fucking tornado.
What am I supposed to do about the 30 to 40 feral hogs coming across my fence to eat my children?
Listen, if that tornado brings any of them feral hogs,
we gonna be eating bacon.
They're feral. I'm pretty sure that means does not mean that they're not
it's just
good.
pigs. They're just wild.
Remember in Adventure Time, the moon yelled pigs.
Oh god.
Pigs just to unlock the door. Did you just yell pigs at the lock until it unlocked pigs? Anyway. Oh, Kiki. Um All right, so soon enough, I hit upon a line of inquiry worth following up on. It seems that during the final settlement of my parents' divorce in 2002, my mother was awarded a third of my father's employment pension. She was a stay-at-home mother and could not earn one for herself, so it was given to her by a judge. Mighty fucking strange, because my father, as he brags, took a nearly full pension and retired a bit early. Um, no way that asshat was living the last 10 years after retiring early on two-thirds pension. He isn't constantly bitching about it. So I asked my mother if she's collecting a pension from his job or had cashed out on the value, 100,000 plus 20 years ago. No to both. Well, that's interesting. I'm like confused too. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if that's collectible on and what 20 years of compound interest from a pension fund makes it worth. Um, well, I did eventually find out, along with the fact that my dear old dad had been collecting my mother's portion for 10 years.
Oh,
Woo! In hilariously open violation of a legal order from a judge. Why did my mother pursue this sooner? A combination of being unable to afford a lawyer, being his victim for 20 years, and pessimism after so much of his continued dodging obligation to the order, so she just quit. Listen, again, I say if you're a man or presenting person and you go to your parent, your male parent, whatever patriarchal paternal parent, um, ask your fucking mom too. Go ahead and just ask, what has life really been like for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think every kid should have that good heart to heart. I did it with my mom. My mom tried to unalive herself when I was like in middle school. And we talked about it, like she and I talked and she like apologized deeply to me, and she was like, I'm doing so much better now. Like I wasn't in my right head, you know what I'm saying? Talk to your fucking parents, okay? See how they're actually doing. I'd say like if I'd say talk to your parents. So maybe we can break the cycle and maybe they won't try to stop you from breaking this cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe your parent will be more inclined to be like, yeah, we should knock over the status quo. This isn't right. This was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to have to deal with what I do, because at the end of the day, a parent just wants their child to do better than them. You know what I'm saying? How can I ask them? Ask from the person who lived it themselves. What could they have done better for you? What can you take with that information and bring forth with your future? If, of course, you're intending to have children. But what about like just how to treat your partner better? Like, you don't have to have children to just want to know how to live a better life and do better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to your parents, have a real ass conversation in your adulthood. I want to know, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever like straight up talk to your parents in your adulthood about their experience, assuming, it's like a decent relationship, do they have regrets? Do they kind of wish they weren't actually married with children? I'd want to know, you know? I found out. You should too. All right. There is a fict there is effectively no statute of limitations he could hide behind, because the wording of the settlement, insofar as I could tell, had him dead to rights and my mother would be collecting. It would be a slam dunk. I just needed to hire a lawyer to help me. So I set out to find the most unbalanced, bloodthirsty psychotic who passed the bar.
oh my god.
That is so crazy. I actually have a few lawyer friends. I ask them sometimes, like just randomly, I'm like, hey dude, what is this legal? And they actually answer me honestly. And then we chat for a little while. It's very interesting. Interesting. Anyway. Chapter two. At two pension lady. As it says in the good book, screw unto others as they would screw unto you. What the fuck book is that? I want
The
to know
good
about
one.
it. I I would like to read a good book. Okay. So that's what I set out to do. The misanthropathic sociopath I hired for legal counsel suggested we send a demand letter to the pension office to try and remedy it before filing what would undoubtedly be an easy win for him. Wow, he wanted to play games and shit. Damn, that shit crazy. He know he finna get paid, bro. Damn. I agreed in spirit and instead phoned up the pension office and got put through to a woman managing my father's file. Well, she was a delight, and it was a trivial matter for me to get her to loathe my dad. We talked for 45 minutes, and I swear, if you'd given me another hour, I could have convinced her to suicide bomb his house. Oh, damn, well, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. In all of our conversations about life, families, and relationships, we got to down to some things of note. Since I could show her correspondence, her office had sent to my father, CC'd my mom on, some years ago, and ongoing 5 consecutive years, trying to resolve this matter, which he had ignored. She was more than willing to start the process on remedy immediately. Full cooperation from this lady and her office was a matter of merely providing documentation, and with my lawyer on retainer, his office was beyond, oh, this office was beyond asking my father to comply. They complied for him. About 2 months since I last spoke to my father, and he had no idea his pension was about to take a serious hit. Below, I'm going to break down how big a turd I put on his bowl of ice cream. I love it. Also, you guys, I had a little bit of ice cream. Like I'm mad lactose intolerant, and Slappa got like an ice cream cone from McDonald's, and I just, got the very top, the very top scoop, and I just like manhandled that bitch, and I paid for it. But man, did I revel in great detail to Slappa about the ice cream I just ate. I was like, it is like a hug from the inside. It's like a cold hug, but it's a familiarly warm, cold hug down my throat. And I'm really upset right now because I can't readily enjoy ice cream the way I want to because it's not the same. It's not the same. You eat sherbet, you eat the alternatives, and it feels hollow. It feels like sherbet is delightful, you know what I'm saying? But there's just something. There's just something about vanilla. I'm sorry. There's something about chocolate. There's something about strawberry. Okay, I said what I said. Strawberry, not strawberry, strawberry. There's just something about Neapolitan and cookies and cream. You know what I'm saying? And
It's probably the dairy.
it's exactly the dairy, you fucking jerk. But no, for real, like, oh, it's been so long and I paid, but it was so good. And I might do it again. Not today, though. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. Oh, and it's thundering. All right. That explains about the tornado. Anyway, so she put a turd in his ice cream. My mother's portion was made whole and adjusted to reflect that her portion was brought to maturity and beyond. So his early retirement doesn't affect her fund. So he loses 10 years of valuation to her. He also retired 3 years early, which knocks him down now to 17 years of pension valuation to her, not 27. If you'd forgotten, my dad had been collecting my mom's money and was paid over 30,000 a year for the past 10 years. Like I said, mom was made whole, so the pension company is going to claw back that overpayment from the base value of his current pension fund. I'm not entirely sure what that does to the number, but it effectively nerfs my old man's private refund, right? Private retirement fund. He's got government old age pension that he took early too. Whoops. Ooh, dang. He finna eat it, bruh. My dad did some awful shit to me. but I only had to suffer 17 years. My mom has the high score of 20. As much as I did this for spite and malicious glee, I did it to give my mom a chance for a proper retirement. Chapter 3, Glitter Bombs of Justice. My mother started collecting her pension about 3 months after I contacted the pension office, and to celebrate, she bought tickets to New Zealand for the family for Christmas
Wow.
so we can see our relatives. I was able to get most of my retainer from the lawyer back to celebrate, and I went online to order a glitter bomb. I was able to ship it to my old man anonymously from another country. God bless the US of A. I heard through my sister, he opened it up in his stupid red Miata. It's always a fucking Miata. My ex husband, who was 5 foot nothing, had a white Miata. Every time I see a white Miata now, I low key have like horrific PTSD. But anyway, back to the happy story. So he stupidly opened it in his red Miata. or like fucking Finico, like
Yeah,
yes. He'll never get rid of it. Oh my
I bet.
gosh.
Just roll up the window one day, glitter just comes down.
Yeah. Too long didn't read. Got my mother a pension that was actually awarded in divorce. My dad had been overpaid for 10 years and he had to answer for it. The end.
Uh,
And then some people are in the comments talking about make sure your mom has applied for the years she was a stay-at-home mother, which is like a Canadian like pension plan for non-Canadians. Um, I think you get like 8 years per child. Many women do not have this credited, and it will be another lump sum to your mother. Also, your mother may get credit from your father. If the wording was a third of his pension but doesn't state which pension, then it will likely apply to all his pensions, including this Canadian pension.
wow.
So my mother got a third of my father's credits, and it made a huge difference to her retirement. And the OP said that they will look at it. And then let me see if I can find any more. The pension was good, but holy fuck, the glitter bomb. Absolutely, absolutely. Also, I love to hear it because there's like, has anybody ever been to Glitter Bomb? There's like even there used to be, it's been a long time since I've been in, like obviously we went to Denton to hang out for our anniversary, but it's been a long time since I've like regularly made my rounds. Like Sunday is this, Monday is this, Tuesday is this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure Glitter Bomb was something that was done monthly up in Denton, and it was basically a drag show. I wonder how that's being affected right now. But not only just that, like, do they have Glitter Bomb in other places, like in other
Yeah.
states and stuff like that? I'm just wondering what.
They, do you know what glitter bomb is?
Mm-mm.
Like the local thing. That's our thing.
Yeah, I know. I know what they're describing. Like it was
Oh,
a bomb of glitter,
yeah.
and I was just saying it made me
Okay.
think about
I was
Glitter Bomb.
confused. I thought you
No, no,
thought
no,
that she had ordered like some drag queens to just
no.
fuck his
Like
mom.
what, a flash mob?
Yeah, that would be
No.
cool. Actually,
No, I was just in passing thinking about Glitter Bomb. It's like a drag show here locally, and I wonder how that's gonna be affected. But not only that, but like holy shit, that shit is funny. And also, if somebody sent me a glitter bomb, I don't know how I would feel about that. I feel like I would really like it because I actually have glitter in my hair from whenever we were on our anniversary. But I would like to hear your thoughts about this, or do you have any good like comeuppance stories? You know what I'm saying? And or like for Women's Empowerment Month. And do you have anything you wanted to add, Sugar Booger?
um, I don't know. That was like funny as hell. I wonder how many times they told that story.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Because that was like really well put out.
well, honestly, like whenever people send me stories, like I have a few stories I haven't read yet. I've just been so absolutely like lazy this week. But so I always tell people, think about it, try and map out a timeline. I always tell them to, like it is mad therapeutic, but make sure it makes sense because we are strangers. I don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? You have to be concise. If it's not concise enough for me to get through, I'm most of the time not going to read it. You know what I'm saying? So they probably really did have to take time. They probably really did have to take time as well to with the lawyer, because they had to, basically bring this timeline of events of all these things happening in court in these legal documents to even have the hearing, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably not hard. And all that stuff is in chronological order anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like records are kept in chronological order, alphabetical order, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So it probably really wasn't that hard. I do be over explaining, don't I? I over explain a lot. I'm hungies.
Hungry too. It's starting to storm.
Yeah, it's starting to storm. And we got some people's coming over. And oh, I need to get caught up on Hell of a Boss apparently too.
Yeah, I knew
I would always encourage you guys to, get in the story time, tell me your stories. Like it's my love language. I love listening to people tell me stories. I love telling you guys stories. I like sharing experiences with you guys. I hope this new setup is better. Again, I hope that the whole mic situation is great. If it's a little loud, we're still trying to get used to it. We're just trying to play. And I feel I feel at this point I'm like shooting for maybe episode 10 when we finally have it all together. You know what I'm saying? Mostly all together, hopefully. But I just want y'all to know again, as always, like it's a work in progress and it's pretty awesome seeing it from the ground up. I mean, like compared to what it was 4 weeks ago is already a huge change. Like it just looks better to me, like aesthetically. I get to be next to my hubby bubby Boo Bear, you know what I'm saying? My like the lights, like I'm having a good time.
Look at this coil. This thing came out today and was like, I am the one.
Well, it came out on our anniversary. I was trying to tuck it in.
Are you really trying to hide it?
I was trying to hide it, but then yesterday, like whenever I was like moisturizing, it came out again and I just let it come out. I just left it there and it's just been out ever since. Because it was out in my videos yesterday too. But anyway, in a couple weeks I probably will not have my hair out because I'm already pulling it out. Like like I'm pretty sure there's a reason it came out and it's probably because I'm fucking with my hair. So
looks good though.
Let's like nip that shit in the bud. But anyway, alrighty guys, and also I wanted to announce I think that same weekend, which is the weekend of the 25th, hopefully, is also the when we're supposed to be going live on Tickle Talk, I think too. And I'll be talking to butt stuff, of course, about that. And I think I have another mod. And I'm so sorry, I'm not off the top of my head because I talk to butt stuff almost every day. But alrighty, guys. Me and the husband are going to get something to
Hey.
I just want to say I love you guys. We're hoping you're enjoying us still, and I hope this was better. And also, this is the first time. Like when we did the first episode, I was still getting over COVID. Like I was tested negative, but this is the first time I didn't have to like stop and do a nasty cough somewhere, and Slappa had to cut it out. It was just me being a fucking weirdo, and so that's really exciting to me. And also, I kind of feel it in my voice as well. Like I feel like I didn't have to try so hard, and I feel like it's almost like I feel almost like back to normal. And maybe that's also the fact that we took a pretty much a lazy ass week this week, and I hope this was good. And I can't wait to share with you guys the analytics of the podcast as it stands right now. And I just love you guys. We love you.
Love you. Have a good one.
Bye. So bloopers, bloopers, yeah, bloopers, bloopers. The fuck I want a talkie for?
You said talkie.
I said I want some nuggies.
Oh.
I did it. Synonyms. What canonical, non-canonical, non-canonical. Oh, Tina.
Welcome to Vibes and Delight.
Welcome. To vibes and
Tonight we have a story.
Tonight we have a story
of a woman becoming empowered. Oh,
you're such a silly. I want to anyway. Fucking Muppet hands looking ass. You know what? Just
literally.
But ooh,
what did you do? Weird.
But this again can be edited out. Get something to
Hey.
We're gonna break us.
Oh, storm alarm.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
It is a tornado warning. Wow.
Jeez.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you'll have that for the bloopers. That scared the shit out of me. Anyway.
Bloopers. Bloopers. These are the bloopers.